I mean, and I tell people, money is not the first thing you need to be an entrepreneur. It's your will, your commitment, and your zeal. I've always believed that success is not much of a miracle or somebody you stumbled into. It's a cumulative effect of decisions that you make about your life.
So what's up? Today we have amazing personality in our midst. He's one of the influential Nigerians in the media industry, and he has won several awards. He has been able to build his empire from where he started to where it is today. And we have a lot of things to learn from him. And so we are going to be discussing on how he started his company and some of the challenges he faced while starting the company and how he has been able to scale it up till this present moment. And I'm sure you guys will enjoy and really learn a lot from today's interview. It's nice to really have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Can you tell us how you really started while you were growing up? Was it all rosy? Were you the best in school then? Were you like always this hardworking? How was your journey like?
Yes, no, thank you so very much. It'd be a lie if I tell you here that I was the best in my class while starting off. No, I wasn't the best in my class. I was an average student, but that's something you cannot deny me and I can't lie about. The hard work, diligence, and commitment have always been virtues that I've held so dear and I still hold very dear. People come to say that I was the best in class, I was the first, that wasn't my story. But that's something I've always believed that success is not much of a miracle or somebody you stumbled into. It's a cumulative effect of decisions that you make about your life. There's no royal way to success. What is important is your focus. You must keep your eyes on the ball of success. Your goal is your ball. I mean, I play tennis. And the first lesson that your coach will give you when you step on the court is that to make a success of tennis, your eyes must always be on your ball. That will allow you to hit the ball right and of course to maneuver your opponent. So as a person, you must keep your eyes on the ball. I've never missed my eyes on the ball. Life is never fair. But what is important must be fair to yourself. And you must take whatever comes your way in your stride. That is one of the lessons and one of the prices you have to pay for success. And nobody will throw success at you. No, you have to struggle for it. You have to labor for it. You have to be committed. You have to show enthusiasm. And you have to have a lot of what we call social competence and emotional competence for you to make a success of your endeavor. You said, yes, at the beginning, I've always been, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. When I was young, my name was Femi Adefila because my mother was selling clothes. And my father was a farmer. And I was on the farm with them. You see, those lessons have assisted me in life. When I was young, I hawked clothes with my mom on my legs. I trekked around our neighboring villages to sell clothes to people. I went back to collect the proceeds of our transaction with people. So I learned the act of selling and buying, commitment to customers and going back to ask for the money. So when I went on the farm, my father we labored when kola nut was ready, when plantains were ready, we sold out, we collected money. So I've always been in the midst of transaction, of selling something and receiving money in return. So I read mass communication, but I wasn't satisfied being an employee. I always wanted to be an employer of labor, an entrepreneur, to have a business of my own, to create a space for myself that I govern, corporate governance, to govern a space as a person, and to have people that I interact with. I love young people. They have so much energy, they have brains, they are very enthusiastic about life. I think I'm the oldest person in this environment. I love to work with young people. They are more committed. Definitely. So yeah, that's my story.
I know that Rave FM is like the biggest radio station in Osun State and one of the biggest in Southwest. Now, how was the journey like? What was the idea behind starting a radio station?
Yes, like I said, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And since mass communication was the course I chose, and media was the course I chose, and the career I chose, I always wanted to be an owner of a medium of mass communication. But the idea actually came from an uncle of mine. His name is Digi Oshibogu. One day like that, around 2010, I was in government as a spokesperson, and he just asked me, Femi, do you want to pursue career in politics? And I told him no, that was not my intention. And he said, why not go into radio broadcasting? That was the person that dropped the idea in me. Wow. You see, God is a good God. He sends angels. Angels may not come in immaculate color. They just drop your word. It can be so anyhow. Your word can just come at any time. So he just told me, Femi, I think you make a success of radio broadcasting. And he went ahead to buy my form for this station, 50,000 at National Broadcasting Commission, and that was the beginning of the journey. So, and I bought into it. Of course, my wife is my gist partner, and we share dreams together. She's my cheerleader. I told her, and she told me, that is you. Let's pursue it. So we started to search for license. For about 5 years, I was waiting. 2010, I started this journey. To the glory of God, I built that structure out there. That was the first land I bought in my life in 1995.
Wow.
I bought it 60,000 naira. Yeah, from Oshito Property Development Company. So I just converted it, and we built it. And we were waiting for 5 years. We were waiting for a license, but God made it possible in 2015 when I met a certain man called Pastor Major General. I forgot his name in the meeting. I'll let you know. And it made it possible for me to get a license. And here we are. So, but you see, the path to entrepreneurship is not particularly a very easy path. If you want the easy route to life, entrepreneurship is not your path. It's not your thing. If easy money is what you want, that life will serve you goodies a la carte, entrepreneurship is not your thing. If you are lily-livered and you are not ready for the long haul, for the marathon race, entrepreneurship is not your thing. But if you are ready to wait the whole hog, you are ready for the marathon. You are not just somebody that wants a 100-meter dash thing, and you are not a person that has this, what do you call it now? This something that happens immediately.
Oh, okay.
See, you understand? That, I mean, just what do you guys eat now? The Indomie style.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It must be the beans one, not Indomie one. You know, Indomie is ready within a second.
Exactly.
But a bean meal takes a long while. So that is it. Yeah. So, but I love it. I love challenges as a person. I'm a very, to the glory of God, I'm a very bold person. I love challenges, and I take it on when it comes. But I'm a very spiritual person too. I try to soak everything I have with God in God, and let him be the driver, but with the zeal on my side and with him behind me. I tell people I don't have God Father, but I have God the Father behind me, and we like to drive dreams. Yeah.
Well, that's really awesome. Now, if you have a young person who wants to go into the media space and maybe wants to probably start his own media company, what are the things that you would tell the person to be prepared of before even going into it?
I will crave your indulgence. I will implore you that choose a mentor, number one. Then yourself go and practice. For instance, before I started media entrepreneurship, I was on radio and television as a reporter, as a newscaster, as a news magazine anchor person for a period of 20 years.
Wow.
Sowing my seed,
20 years.
Gathering experience before I started. Because you will need it. It will come handy. Your practical experience. There are things that I encounter behind this desk that nobody taught me when I was in the university. Real situations of life that nobody will teach you. But that's why they say experience is the best teacher.
Definitely.
Because what it does is that it gives you the text before the lesson. You won't learn the lesson before the text. So when you get the text before the lesson, you now learn the lesson from the text. So you become a master of it. And it sticks. So I will employ you, number one, have an experience in the field of mass communication or in the media of your choice. We have digital media now. We have traditional media. Labor under someone. Gather experience. Get yourself ready. Then number one, you must be in the mental state and that you are ready to make it happen. It won't be served on your laps a la carte. It's not an Indomie experience. You must be ready. But one thing I know is that when you have the will, and your will is very strong, you will get it. If you are dogged about your idea, you are committed. There's commitment, and you are confident in yourself. You have self-esteem because you are armed with enough education. You are armed with enough experience. Money will come. By the time you talk to people, you talk to financial institutions, you get support. For instance, my television station is being supported by Bank of Industry. After they have seen the success of Rave 1.7 FM. That's how it happens. So you don't have to be from a rich home to be a success. Actually, if you do statistics of successful people, they are not actually from rich homes. That's right. So you don't have to be from a rich home with a guaranteed inheritance before you make a success of business.
We have a lot of young Nigerians now, very intellectual Nigerians, and then you hear on the news that a lot of them are using the word japa, like just leaving the country with the situation of things. How do you think they should face the situation?
I'm not against traveling, but I tell people if you want to travel, I encourage some of my staff to travel. Some of them are traveling, some of them have traveled, and they will say travel. But you must travel with the right status. If you smuggle yourself into any Western world, you will pay a price for it without the necessary status. I mean, your immigrant status must be right. For instance, I live in America. I have the right status. We won American lottery in 2010. So I can go to America wherever I choose. My children are going to school there. They have the right status. Because what you see around us, Nigeria, at times can be very frustrating. So I empathize with Nigerian youth. You leave university, there's no guarantee of a job. Your brothers and your senior brothers that left are still slapping the street in search of jobs, and greener pasture is not in sight. They may be frustrated. There's frustration everywhere. You are hearing, I've been blasting diesel since morning, and a liter of diesel costs 850 naira. That is not a good story. I'm not against people traveling. I'm not against crossing the border, the sea, in search of greener pasture. But go with the right status. Go in search of knowledge. But remember that there's no place like home. The place I enjoy most on earth is even Oshobo and my village. That's the truth. I've been to New York, to the glory of God. I've been to best cities in the world. But I'm always craving
to come back
for Nigeria, for Oshobo, even for Oshobo. That's the truth. Because you are where you come from. That's the basic thing. You won't have satisfaction. You will not be, your soul will not be satisfied if you are outside your area of social influence. You need it. But if you want to stay here, there are opportunities they are in. There are opportunities. I have a friend of mine, a son of a former minister, right here in Oshobo. He has the best laundry service here. And he's making money. A laundry service. I tell people there are business opportunities in town. If I have money, I will do a decent sport complex in Oshobo. That's true. Where people can play tennis, they can play table tennis, they can do indoor game and exercise. You look at an environment and you provide service and you solve a problem. That will earn you money. That's the truth. If you have that mentality that God said, I will bless the work of your hand. If you do something, God will bless it. You need to study an environment. When you study the environment and you have self-confidence and you pray to God, I'm very spiritual, you need that. God, I want to pursue this. You don't need to get an intermediary between you and God, go to one far pastor. You don't need those people. Flip through the pages of your Bible if you're a Christian, hold your Quran if you're a Muslim, then talk to God. I want to do this. Please back me up. I need, and be consistent. You get it done. There's no doubt about that.
Looking at Rave FM now, which is, like I said, like one of the biggest in Southwest Nigeria, you have plans of starting your own TV station there, and I think we laughed and so on like that. I think it was like several years ago. So what are the 5-year plan?
Well, my plan immediately is to have a television.
Yes.
And to the glory of God, we got our license last year.
Wow.
So we are ready to fly Western Spring Television.
Wow.
Western Spring Television is an urban Yoruba television that we bring back the glory of yesteryears of Western Nigerian television.
Wow.
We want to do something that is crispy, something that is good, something that is urban, that is digitized, and something that will make people happy. Something that provide bouquet that will be appealing to people across strata and across board. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do, and we are working towards it. We will be launching on digital platform by next week.
Wow.
So you can watch us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Then we're going to be on Go TV and Start Time to start with before we go to DSTV. It's a journey.
Yeah.
You have to be very painstaking. You have to be ready for the journey. It's not something you just that happens. I've learned to be patient. By nature, I was a very impatient person. But life has taught me the lesson of patience. That patience is a virtue. You got to wait for things to happen, to crystallize, things to cascade before it manifests. So I've learned the virtue of patience. It's anything I have, I just hang my dream around the Lord, then I run with it. And as it comes, layer by layer, line by line, precept by precept, I'm waiting for its manifestation.
Wow. Thank you.